Okay, here I am again, Ms. Clark, giving a short lecture on converting fractions to decimals. But this time we are going to have fractions that convert to decimals that we call repeating decimals. Okay, I like to start out with a little preparation here. If I write this number here, this is 222 thousandths. But if I want to continue, okay, putting twos in the next smaller place and next and next and next, we call this a repeating decimal. Okay, and the way to shorthand notation for a repeating decimal is you see that the digit 2 repeats, so this is called 2/10 repeating, and that is kind of an expanded version of the repeating decimal 2/10 repeating. This would look what it would look like if it were expanded. Okay, so if I write something like this, let's start with this. Let's say I have 3, 5, 3, 5, and it continues with that pattern. So here I have two digits that are repeating. Okay, so when I write this as a shorthand notation with what we call the repeating bar, okay, it would be 35/100 repeating. Okay, 0.3535 and so on and so forth. Okay, you will never have a whole number that repeats. Okay, so we can have something like this: 8 and 1, 7, 9, 7, 9, and so forth. So this could be an expanded expression of a repeating decimal. Okay, it goes on infinitely. But here you can see that the 1 didn't repeat, but the 7 and the 9 repeated. So we would write this in a repeating decimal form with the repeating bar just over the 7 and the 9. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I have 4/9, and I want to use division to convert it to a decimal. Okay, so just like the previous lesson, we will set up our long division. 4 divided by 9. Okay, and this is less than 1, so we can see we can't even go in one whole time. So we're going to immediately put our decimal point and know that our answer is less than 1. Okay, so 9 goes into 4, or 9 goes into 40 4 times. Okay, it's really 4/10 sets of 9 in 4, which is interesting, or 9 sets of 4/10. So we subtract, okay, and we have not got a 0 here, so we keep going. And 9 into 40, 4 times. I keep getting that subtraction, the difference of 4. Well, I'm going to go one more time here just to make sure. Okay, and 9 into 40, 4 times. So I get this idea that no matter how many times, how many zeros I add, I'm going to keep getting 4s here. So I'm going to use this ... notation that says this will go on infinitely with this pattern. And at the end, this could be your final answer, but even better, I like you to write it in a more succinct way, okay, with the repeating bar, just like I showed you, at the beginning. Okay, let's do another one. All right, let's do another one. Converting, let's try 4/15. So I'll call this another example. And it's, actually I'm going to change it. I'm going to use 7/12. 7/12. I want to convert 7/12 to a decimal. All right, so 7 divided by 12. And I already know I'm going to need to write 7 with some decimal places because 12 doesn't go into 7. And again, here is one that is less than 1, so I know I set this long division up properly. So 12 into 70, let's see, 5 times 12 is 60, 6 times 12 is 72, so 5 times, oops, I should have landed in my space, so I'll take out 60, right? And let's see, bring down the 0. 12 into 100, okay, 12 times 8 is 96, so I'm going to say 8 and subtract, okay. Now, this is interesting. if I wrote a fraction here, it would say 58 and 4/12 hundredths. And 4/12 are 1/3. So what's going to happen next is I'm really converting 4/12 or 1/3 into a decimal. In a way, that's what you can think. But let's pretend you didn't even think about that. But you got here and you don't see any repeating or terminating yet. So you're going to add another 0. Okay. And now I have 12 into 40 3 times. Subtract. Ooh, I get that 4 again. I'm going to add another 0. 12 into 40 3 times. Oop, there we go. There's our repeating. Okay, I get that 4 here and here and here, so I know if I kept going, I would continue to get a 3 here. So I'm going to write my repeating notation, my dot, dot, dot. So this decimal here can be written, and you can put the leading 0 again as 0.58. I'm spelling it now with the thousandths place repeating.